Hello and welcome to Rauta's Underground Reviews. This time we have a rather new band coming from Florida, United States of America, and this is so new and so unknown at this point it's not even listed on Metal Archives. Now, as you might know, sometimes the bands are not listed there because they're not metal enough, according to Metal Archives administrator and whatnot, but this is definitely metal. However, the reason might be this, that the only release so far by this band is this self-financed full album. So even though it might have an EAN code and all that stuff, doesn't really mean that the CDR is seen by some people not more than just a demo. So CDR copy, as you can see, but in terms of music and the amount of it and all that stuff, this is definitely an album. But as it is a self-financed thing, this is very low budget, as you can see. There is no real booklet, just a piece of paper to give you a little bit of basic information on the release, and that's pretty much of it. You don't have lyrics, you don't have any extra information, so to speak. So let's tune for Bandcamp site for this band, because like I said, it's not on Metal Archive site. And here you can see these tracks listed here, which definitely qualifies as a full album. And the reason might be that this is just so new, coming here late 2022. So one can even say this is very, very fresh from the oven still, even though technically speaking this release was already done in 2020. Now, what can we really say about this band then when you don't have all the extra background information? Is that this is on the verge of black metal and death metal. Surely it is very much weighing more in for the black metal side of things, but I really wouldn't call it pure blood black metal. First of all, some of those riffs, maybe also a little bit on the production sense, it keeps giving me this death metal thing. And don't tell me it's just because it's coming from Tampa, the home of American death metal. There's just something that kind of puts me thinking that, yeah, maybe death metal has influenced this more than the band is giving credit to. Now, it doesn't really matter what I think in the end, because obviously it matters what do you think about it. But I would say this is something that I would call in works. The thing here is, the song being somewhat aggressive, somewhat darker, end of black death metal stuff, is very much like having all the basic ingredients laid on the table. Like, okay, you got this certain kind of riffs which are definitely on the black metal side with a little bit death metal seasoning. You have the kind of a production that could fit, you know, either of the genres, not to mention these hybrid ones, and you have the vocals which are there to complement the whole deal. So once you start spinning it, it's like, yeah, these guys are very much on the road to do something good. But if this one is supposed to be the best they can make, I'm like, no, sorry, it's not gonna cut a cigar for you. The thing here is, I kind of like what Voidrium is doing. I mean, they basically have the stuff which is right there, but somehow it's almost like they ran out of those really killer ideas. So it's more like pretty good ideas all over the place. There are no clear weak moments, weak links, so to speak. But in essence, something magical is missing. It's almost like typical demo. The thing here is, a lot of these ideas are almost there. So it's like, yeah, you're doing it. That doesn't annoy me one bit to listening to this. But if I'm asking, like, do my arms get like goosebumps, or do I get like the feel I'm gonna bang my head or fist, or I don't know, whatever, I'm like, not yet. Not yet anyway, because this album is just too much demo-ish. First of all, the production is something which I would say okay. So it's clearly not the problem, but not also something that would definitely, you know, balance things out. The main point is the songwriting is kind of good, but kind of is not gonna cut it really. So the thing here is, once again, very, very listenable, and you might say, yeah, this is some degree even enjoyable, but I would be very, very careful with those choice of words, because it really isn't something that you feel like, okay, it's gonna be catchy, it's not super dark, it's not super heavy, so it's almost like avoiding these extremities, and sometimes you need more than one. Usually you need then one good quality out of an album. So here it is more like, you know, work in progress kind of a state. And like I said, maybe after a next release or after that one, it will really nail it. Now it's more like a rehearsal version, what could be really a good album. So if I get to do a little bit backtrack in time, and I could say, don't release it as a whole like this. Wait for a couple of demos, hone it out, polish, send it to labels, and then somebody will be like, okay, we'll be funding your next album, and then you could really do it with better production and maybe just a little bit improvement with the songs. Now it's more like a demo in a, form of a full album, and there's very, very little excuses then to re-record it and make it a whole new album because you already kind of used all the songs. So I would say back to the rehearsal room, try to pick up the best parts here and just make it sound more brutal, more heavy, darker and all that stuff, more sinister. Now it's a little bit not going death metal enough, not black metal enough, but somewhere in the middle, and we, picky reviewer guys, we just demand more. But anyway, I think your audience right there, give this one a chance. Maybe you'll like it, but we'll see where this band will be going after a year or two, because it definitely has a lot of potential, just not there yet. Meanwhile, now go click and start listening. You will find links provided in the description box. I hope you enjoy it. Bye bye.